Hi friends, welcome you all. Today we are going to discuss one more concept of fundamental analysis, that is EPS, earning per share. And with the earning per share, we are going to also discuss the diluted earning per share. Today we have planned to discuss the meaning of EPS and diluted EPS, earning per share, uses of EPS ratio, then calculation of EPS and interpretation of EPS. What is earning per share and diluted earning per share? First, let us understand the concept of earning per share. Earning per share and diluted earning per share are profitability measures used in the fundamental analysis of companies. EPS takes into account a company's common shares. EPS means earning per share. What a share of a company earns averagely, means per share, how much it earns, that is we called it generally earning per share. And if we calculate it, then we divide net income by all the common shares. But in case of diluted earning per share, we take into account convertible shares also, convertible stocks also, convertible any other instrument which is converted into stocks. So we consider all these common shares also when we calculate diluted EPS. So EPS takes into account a company's common share, and diluted EPS takes into account all convertible securities such as convertible bonds or convertible preferred stocks which are changed into equity or common stocks. So earning per share takes into account only common shares, while diluted earning per share includes convertible securities. Dilutive effect occurs when the number of shares increases. For example, through a new issue. If company issues new shares addition to already existed shares, then dilutive effect happens. Generally, if a company has convertible securities, the diluted EPS is less than its basic EPS. So, if we calculate earning per share, then we divide total net income by the common shares. And if we add to the denominator, that is to the common shares, then what will happen? The EPS value, if we calculate EPS value after diluted shares, then it will less than the EPS basic value. What is diluted shares? If we convert preference shares into common shares, convertible bonds into common shares, employee stock option and warrants into general equity shares, then it is called diluted shares. What are the uses of EPS, and how can we understand the concept of EPS? What is the meaning interpretation of the EPS? EPS indicates how much money a company makes for each share of its stocks. How much money earning per share, and is a widely used metric to estimate corporate value. We generally estimate on the basis of EPS the corporate value or company's value. A higher EPS indicates a greater value because investor will pay more for a company's shares if they think the company has higher profit relative to its share price. Means the higher EPS indicates the more profit company earning per share, averagely per share. So it indicates the higher a demand from the investor, and investor will pay more for the shares because it is bringing him or her more income. So EPS higher EPS indicates greater value for the company, and investor will pay more for a company. Earning per share is a company's net profit divided by the number of common shares it has outstanding. And EPS indicates how much money a company makes for each shares of its stock, and is a widely used metric to estimate corporate value. Higher EPS indicates greater value because investor will pay more for a company if they think the company has higher profit relative to its price. Now let us discuss and understand how we can calculate the EPS. Sorry, here I have by mistakenly mentioned P ratio, but EPS is equal to net profit divided by number of equity shares. In other two ways we can calculate EPS, that is net income of the company, that is net profit itself, divided by average outstanding shares of the company. Means if we are going to calculate later on, just try to understand here, average outstanding shares of the company. And in the other way also we can calculate EPS, average earning per share, net income of the company minus dividend to preferred shareholders. Who are preferred shareholders? Those investor who hold preferential shares of the company, they have to pay the dividend by the company, and the company have to pay the dividend for them, divided by average outstanding share of the company. So this is the formula of EPS. Now let us try to understand with the example. Basic EPS is a straightforward calculation that attempts to take the net income applicable to common shares for a period and divide it by the average number of shares outstanding for that same period. For example, let's say a business had 100 net income applicable to common shares for its most recent fiscal year. It started that year with 20 shares outstanding and ended that year with 15 shares outstanding. The basic EPS calculation would be, means if company have 100 rupees income and it have 20 shares first, and at the end of year 15 more share added to that 20 shares, then we have to take the average of that shares. So here the formula, 100 rupees net income applicable to the common share divided by 20 shares at the start of the year plus 15 shares at the end of the year divided by 2. So the average will become 17.5. So take the same formula, 100 net applicable income, 100 rupees net applicable income divided by 17.5. This is the average shares outstanding, means 20 plus 15 shares divided by 2. So the average comes 17.5. This gives us basic EPS, that is 5.71. This is the earning per share. Now consider the second case. Diluted earning per share. Diluted earning per share adjusts the basic EPS figure by including all potential dilution that, if triggered at present price and condition, would result it in the reported earning per share being lower than they otherwise would have been. Let us stick with our previous example from the basic EPS, but let's add in a new detail. An early investor holds a convertible security that when the investor want to convert it would result in 5 more shares being issued. That's in addition to the average outstanding shares of 17.5. This was the our previous average value of share. From the basic EPS example, the diluted EPS equation would be then like this: 100 net income applicable to common share divided by 20 shares at the start of the year, 15 shares at the end of the year, divided by 2, that is we have taken 17.5, plus common shares in convertible option. So here what we are doing, here we are adding diluted shares and then calculating earning per shares. Diluted shares means those shares which were not common shares, like preferred share, then warrants option, employees warrant options, then convertible bonds. Now these convertible securities converted into common shares, and then we are calculating diluted earning per share. Now 5 shares in convertible options we have added here. So 100 net income applicable income divided by 17.5 average share outstanding plus 5 shares in convertible options. Now if we add 5 more shares into 17.5, then we get the figure 22.5 shares. Now 100 net applicable income divided by 22.5 shares, that gives us a diluted EPS earning per share of 4.44, which is less than 5.71 in the basic EPS. So keep in mind the basic earning per share is less than the diluted earning per share, which is here 4.44. Now let us discuss with the practical example. Here if our exam, this is the data of 2017 and 16. In the first column, revenue given here, that is 18,643, and in 2016 it was 16,643. Gross profit here given, earning before tax it is given, and net income given at the last row. So net income is 4,369 in 2016, and in 2017 it became 4,894. Now the basic shares were 2000 in 2017 also, in 2016 also. The EPS basic, if we calculate EPS, basic EPS, revise the formula of basic EPS, that net income divided by basic shares, or basic the average of basic shares. So if we divide to the 4,369 by 2000, then we get the value of basic EPS is 2.18 in case of 2016. If we consider 2017, the net income is 4,894. If we divide it by the number of shares, that is 2000, we get the value for 2.45. Now take the dilution effect. 500 shares fully diluted means which were the preferential share or other security which is converted into basic common shares. Now, if we calculate diluted earning per share, then take the total net income, that is 4,369 in 2016, divided by 2,500. These 500 are diluted shares converted into common shares. So the basic shares before dilution were 2000. Now after conversion of these shares into common shares, the number of shares increased from 2000 to 2500. So if we divide this net income by diluted shares in 2016, we get the value 1.75. So here you can observe that the diluted earning per share is less than basic earning per share. In 2017, 4,894 is the net income. If we divide it by 2,500, then we get the value 1.96. So 1.96 is less than 2.45. So diluted earning per share is less than basic earning per share. Here is also the calculation. With the help of Excel, we can show that net income is this much, and all the amount given here, and if we divide to the net income by the average number of common shares outstanding, then we get the EPS at the end, which is basic EPS is 2.38. Here what happened? If we observe last three cells of the basic EPS column are nil. There is no value. But if you take into account diluted earning per share column, then last three cells have the value, and last three cells value are the diluted shares which are converted into common shares. So here row number 27 indicates the basic, in case of basic EPS column, the value of common shares, and if we take the diluted earning per share column, then we observe that the value of shares increased by the amount of the summation of these three cells. And if we calculate basic EPS by dividing net income by the number of shares, then we get the EPS 2.38, and in case of diluted earning per share, we get the value 2.34. So diluted earning per share indicates the lesser value, or it comes with lesser value than basic earning per shares. So friends, we have discussed today the meaning of earning per share and diluted earning per share. Then what is the diluted earning per share we have seen, which are the convertible securities converted into common shares. Then we have discussed today the uses of earning per share and its interpretation. Calculation of earning per share we have seen here. Then calculating we have discussed with the example basic earning per share, and also we have discussed with the example of diluted earning per share, and at the end we have discussed the actual calculations of earning per share. Sorry, here title I have mentioned wrongly, but it is EPS, earning per share. So friends, that is from my side. I hope you understand. If you find any difficulty, then you can message me, call me, or you can mention in the comment, and write your name in the comment box. Thanks for watching. See you in the next lecture.